Hi everyone, it's Koko Cooks channel. Today I will tell you a little bit about knives. I have received a lot of requests about how to sharpen the knife. Well, before sharpening the knife, I think it would be cool to show my collection of knives and which knives I actually use for cooking any types of dish. So let's see it. Here I have the Japanese water stone. The grinding level here is 3000 and 1000 water stone. It's called water stone because we need to put it under the water. I have been using this stone for about 3 years now and I was really happy. But then I also got this one. It's also water stone with grinding level 8000, which means it's smaller. I will show you how to sharpen knives in a minute. So first of all, let's see what knives I have. The knife I use the most is the chef knife. It's the Asian chef knife. It differs from the European chef knife. For example, let's put it here. This is the European chef knife. This is from the company WMF. It's a very nice company. It's a stainless steel knife. It's quite hard. It has one layer of steel. So if you see the difference on these knives, it's hard to see. So only if we put it like that, you see that the angle is different. If you see, the angle is very different. And this is a Marrow knife. I ordered it in Russia. They say it's Japanese knives. It has 67 layers of steel. This knife is quite hard. It's harder than this knife. The advantages and disadvantages of the hard steel knife is that it doesn't get dull as often, but then it's harder to sharp. As this knife, it's really easy to sharp, but then it gets dull quite often. I have two chef knives. I have this knife, which is Santoku. Santoku is another Asian knife. It's very nice to cut vegetables, meat and fish. It's also 67 layers of steel. It's a Damask steel. It's very nice. Then I have my kiri knife. I use it mostly for cutting through the bones and frozen meat and fish. Then I have a medium-sized knife. This is nice to cut through the vegetables, fruits, for example for desserts. And then I have two smaller knives. And then I have the smallest knife. I use this one for carving. And not to forget, I have one of my favorite knives. You probably all know this knife. I'll give you a hint, where is it from? So it's an IKEA knife. It's a very old IKEA knife. It's super easy to make it sharp and it gets dull very quickly as well. So let's start sharpening the knife. So to use water stone, we always start with the lowest number. So we'll start with 1000 here. We put it vertically to ourselves. And let's start with an IKEA knife. So this knife is quite dull. And then we'll try to make it sharp. The easiest way to start sharpening the knife, you need to grab it thoroughly, and then imagine that this is a piece of butter and this is your butter knife and you're trying to get a little slice of butter. So all you do is just taking a little piece of butter like that. If you want, you can use two hands. Just push it thoroughly. You need to have an angle about 20 degrees. And then you do the same on the other side. And don't do it too quickly. Should be just fine. Or you can do it like this. Very nice knife because it's cheap, so you can start learning the basics with that. Okay, since this knife is just one layer of steel, it's quite easy. Let's change it to 3000 now, and let's continue. So you basically do the same. And then in the end, when you feel like you can do it now, you just twist it a bit in the end. Because you see the knife is not straight, it has a shape like that. So in the end what you do is just finish it like that. Then we'll put this one into the water. And just wait until all the bubbles of air evaporate. Don't forget to lubricate it a bit with the water. And you do put it in the rubber. And you do exactly the same thing. So, as if you're taking away the butter, slice by slice. This is the faster way. When you clean the knife, use the paper towel, and you always take the sharp side out of yourself. You never touch it. So you never go like this, you can go like that. And then you take a thing like that, and what you do, you put it vertically, and you go down. This is the basic level. You can always take it like this. You take it like this, never like this. This is your safety. This will prevent your hands from being cut. Take a knife and you do exactly the same movement. It's faster. So let's check how sharp is our knife. We'll take the A4 paper. Take the A4 paper and then we cut it. So, let's try with the cucumber. So I have the cucumber here. If you think this is too fast, let's try slower. So for me, this is how sharp should be a knife. It doesn't have to be sharper and it doesn't have to be duller. That's it. This is my most favorite knife, the chef knife. Damask steel, 67 layers. It's quite tough to sharpen it, but let's try it. Okay. So we'll do exactly the same. Yeah, don't put your fingers here when you sharpen because you see it can go very wrong. Take a piece of paper. Outside. So I think you saw how sharp it is. And then we throw a tomato on them. See? Sharp enough for me. It's easy, really, to learn how to sharpen knives, and it took me about, I don't know, a couple of weeks how to sharpen them properly. Once you know how to do it, you will always use the water stones. You will never use any other type of sharpener. Even though I have other type of sharpener, I have a sharpener like that. Once you know how to use a water stone, you will never use a sharpener like this anymore, because it won't make any sense anymore. So thanks everyone for watching me. I hope this video helps you to understand how to sharpen the knife. Remember that your knife should be always sharp in the kitchen. This way you will reduce the risk of damaging yourself, for example cutting your fingers or cutting off your elbows and other stuff. So thank you everyone for watching, and see you soon. Ciao!